Sunrise Santa Rosa, good morning. Is this Shannon?
Yes, Nick. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? All right, so I'm just going to do a quick update here on what's going on. So last night they had the meeting for City Council in Milton about the emergency. What is it called?
It's a declaration for a state of emergency.
A declaration for the state of emergency. Now, we talked about this yesterday, and some of it was very concerning. And so they had the meeting last night, and you spent a good, hour, 2 hours on this?
Probably almost 2 hours, I think.
Yeah. All right.
Between.
So tell us what the outcome was. I've got some of this in front of me. The guidance to the public, I think, is the big concern. But go ahead and tell us what your take is on this. Because you were the sole no vote on this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So first, the official title is Declaration of Emergency as a result of COVID-19. That's what the paperwork here says. The intent for a state of emergency is so we can, the biggest intent is so that we can recoup funds. We're going to be expending funds, and I don't know what that will be or how much that will be, but hopefully we'll be able to recoup some of these funds from federal and state government.
What funds?
That, of course.
What funds are we talking about?
Well, I don't know what we'll be expending. I don't know what we're going to have to do yet. And so far, I'm not sure that, we've probably spent some, but I'm not sure where or what, and that would be a city manager. He's handling that, but I don't know that we've had to spend funds yet. Maybe some protective gear if they've needed that. So there's that. And then the other part is when you declare a state of emergency, they start giving authority to other places where they wouldn't normally have it.
That's
and that
right.
was my...
Yeah, that's a big concern.
So, go ahead.
No, I said that's a big concern, absolutely.
So there's some verbiage in the declaration that was ambiguous, and I spoke of that the other day. And after we spoke the other day, I think the mayor had listened, or someone had contacted her and told her what was discussed, and she rewrote the declaration. But all she did was she tried to explain, she tried to justify why what I thought was infringing on our rights was okay. And there is no justification as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
So it wasn't going anywhere. It didn't matter to me. We were given this new version 30 minutes before the meeting. I don't know if you watched the meeting or not, but if you did, it should be interesting to a lot of people that two council members that were on the phone had not even received a copy of it, and had not brought up that they had not received a copy of it. So I don't know what they were going to do, if they were going to vote on this without seeing it or not. I don't know. But when I said they hadn't asked if they had received a copy, then our city manager emailed it to them.
All right.
So the public had not seen this. We had only received it a half an hour before, and we were voting in agreement of this.
All right, we've got hold on a
second. I oppose it.
We've got Shannon Rice with us from the Milton City Council, and she's gone over the state of emergency declaration from last night. So you were the only one that voted no. Now, here's some of the things that stood out to me as I was looking at this. It was really odd as I was reading this because when I was reading some of the backstory on it, or from the P&J or whatever, they were saying, well, it's keep crowds down of for 10 or less, keep people from congregating in groups. It's kind of mentioned in here, but the number's not mentioned. It's just crowd control is basically how it's worded.
Correct, and they also kept trying to put it that like it only has to do with parks.
Yeah,
this paperwork does not say parks. It's just they were trying to spin it and focus on that it's all about parks, and it's not all about parks. I don't know what else it's about, but it does not say all about parks, and they would not put all about parks in here. Just like the police chief said he wouldn't infringe on anyone's civil rights.
Right.
Well, I'm not talking about rights for equality. I'm talking about our basic rights.
Right. Now, I was looking at it, it says, let's talk about, we want you to use the parks, bring appropriate sanitizer or sanitizing wipes before and after touching metal surfaces, gas pumps, playground equipment. I'm like, who's going to be, number one, these things are hard to find at the moment. And number two is that, some of this stuff is just odd. It's just an odd...
I'm just going to tell you, it's all stupid. The mayor's not our mother. We all know what we need to do. She even gave an example in the meeting, telling the story about when you're a mother and how you deal with your children, and that's exactly how this is written.
Yeah.
So that's what people have elected as mayor of the city of Milton.
All right, so they passed this thing.
So I'm from the dictator mother.
Yeah, so they passed this thing, but now what? What does this do, and what does it open up for the people of Milton?
Well, I don't know. I kept trying to hold their feet to the fire, and the mayor said she's not going to make other ordinances or make other rules as far as curfew and as far as restricting alcohol sales. So that's on the record. The city manager kept saying that, that he's not, like, they're not going to harm the public in a way. I consider it harming the public when you infringe on the rights. And so did the police chief. So hopefully they'll do that. But, this document gives them a lot of power, so
it does, because it's very vague, and that's always been my thing, is when they do these kinds of things. I like going to the store for essentials. Well, and everybody's idea of essentials are different. You know what I'm saying? So you go to the store, and maybe for me, and I don't drink, but maybe for me, a case of beer is essential, or a carton of smokes. But those things are not essential. And so, but so it just says essentials.
Well, I can give you an example. Yeah. I can give you an example that's real, that is real to me right now. I need aloe vera. Yep. And I need aloe vera because I'm going through radiation treatment and I need it for my skin. Would I have to explain my medical issues to a police officer if I want to go out and get aloe?
HIPAA.
Because they may not think that that's essential. I don't have a prescription for it.
Yeah. Interesting.
So all of this is weird. I don't like it. I don't think that there's any justification for giving up our rights. We're all adults. We should be treated as such. I don't believe that anyone up there on that council, or the mayor, any of them, should be acting like they know better, because they don't know better than the public, and we work for the public, and I think they've lost sight of that.
Now let me ask you this, because this is the other thing that stuck out to me. If this doesn't do what you're afraid it's going to do, it isn't any different than what Governor DeSantis has already declared for the state. So why would it even matter? Does that make sense? I don't get to vote on that for what just happened with the state. I didn't get a vote on that. I wasn't sitting up on council saying that I agree with it. So that's not within my control right now, and I wasn't elected to sit there and be a decision-making part of what the governor's doing. Sure.
I was elected by the citizens of Milton to be on that council and to represent them the way I believe that they want to be represented, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, but
I do not think the other council members are.
Yeah, but my question is, it's no different than it doesn't do anything more than what the state does. The state's already declared some of these same things. Don't go in groups of 10 and stay home if you can. All those things are already done. So if this is that same thing as what they're trying to put it forward as, why do it? There's no point in it.
Well, there's a point to it, too. If you keep saying the same message again and again to the people, that the people may give up. I don't know. I don't like it.
It's weird. It is a weird thing, and I'm glad you're there. I wish there was more of you, because this is disturbing. And and even if they don't mean it to be disturbing, and I'm not casting aspersions on anybody, but when you start dinking with this stuff and you're not specific, it's just absolutely frightening because somebody can take it and use it wrongly.
Well, it came up several times that this is what it says, but this is what I meant by that. And
yeah.
It could have been changed. It could have been changed right there on the spot. Jeff Snow did ask them to take out one of the sections to remove it. They would not remove it.
Wow.
Mary Johnson sat up there and said, this should not be like, this is not like a dictatorship. This is just stronger. It's stronger. The mayor said again and again that this is not like a dictatorship. Well, looks like it to me. Looks like he gave that out. Now, if no one exercises those powers, fine. And that's great. But for paperwork, I don't like it. I mean, how many times am I going to say that? I don't like it.
Yeah, if you wanna read this stuff, you can go on the Milton Post, and it's posted up there. You can kind of snag it and take a look at it. But wow, it is weird. I don't need a nanny, right? I don't need somebody to tell me this. I got common sense. Now, some people don't. Some people don't have common sense. that is a commodity that we're lacking sometimes. But listen, these instructions. These are things, if it is what they intend it to be, has already been declared by the state. Governor DeSantis has already declared these things. This is not an important document unless you are reaching further, which it does word it that way. And that's scary. And that's a scary thing.
You know what it keeps coming up again and again? And, like, you just said it, and I heard other people say it, like, not all people have... I don't know, like, as if anyone is different from us.
Yeah.
All of the people in my circle of friends are following the rules. They're being careful. All the people that I talk to are being careful. You're being careful.
Yes.
We're already being careful. Most people do know what to do and are being careful.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't seen anyone out on the street doing these things that some of the council felt we needed these stronger rules for. I haven't seen those people.
Right, and if they come out with a note saying, "Hey, here are some things maybe you didn't think of to look out for," gas pump handles. I heard that the other day. My colleagues amongst, I didn't even think about that, and just things we don't normally think about. Throw that out there. And say, just be careful, make sure you're doing this. Just a reminder from the city of Milton, blah, blah, blah. And just, but this is just, to me, just way overstepping. And it's frightening.
Well, like I told you the other day, I'm not scared of anything. So It doesn't scare me. It makes me mad. I don't appreciate it. I am the only person up on the council that served. Maybe this means more to me. I would think it would mean more to them. They've all got children and grandchildren. But hey.
Yeah. All right. Well, Shannon, we appreciate you and appreciate what you're standing up for up there, and just keep plugging away, hammering at them, hammer them.
Thank you. You have a good day.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you, Shannon Rice from Milton City Council. This document is just absolutely weird. And Section 4 was what really concerned Shannon. It's guidance to the public. All citizens are called upon and directly to comply with necessary emergency measures, to cooperate with public officials and emergency services forces in executing emergency operations plans, and to obey and comply with the lawful directions of the properly identified officers. Well, who doesn't do that? We as citizens, we comply. But the way it's worded is like these forces that come in, you will do what they say. And it smacks of this martial law thing. In additional guidance from county, state, and federal authorities, including the CDC and the Florida Department of Health, citizens are strongly encouraged to do the following. Document the impacts of COVID-19 and orders from city, county, state, and federal authorities, and provide that information to the City of Milton so that the council can consider means to assist in resolving any and all issues to the residents. So you have to document. What? You have to document. You keep a diary, keep a ledger, a journal. That's so stupid. Reduce movements to essential travel to provide food, care for loved ones. We're doing that. We're doing that. Look at the roads. People are not on the roads. Use appropriate sanitizing wipes before and after touching metal surfaces. Okay? Bring sanitizer, disinfecting wipes to clean all surfaces expected to be touched at a city park. That's not my job.